Good morning. I want to share some thoughts with you this morning about evaluation. I spoke yesterday about small group instructional diagnostics as a form of in-class evaluation that provides evaluative comment back to faculty in order for them to enhance their practice. And one of the things that raises is what the value of that actually is for the faculty as well as for the student. It's obvious what the immediate practice value is, but is there longer term value? And I think in my practice I've always encouraged faculty to try and make reflective notes immediately following every teaching intervention, or if you're an online teacher and you're teaching at a distance, maybe in disparate forms, maybe asynchronously, just maybe making notes every week. So being a reflective practitioner requires some kind of practice of writing journals, for example. And SGID and the notes that you associate as a practitioner from those clearly feed in very nicely into that kind of notion of writing reflective notes and journals to enhance your own practice, to be able to read back on what you've done. But I think there are a number of different self-reflective processes that also feed that process and that are very effective. One is micro-teaching. So micro-teaching is very often used when you apply for a job as a tutor or a lecturer, certainly in the United Kingdom, and certainly if you're applying for a fractional contract or as a part-time member of staff, or possibly as a professional who is coming into teaching for the first time. You're expected to do a micro-teaching where you put together maybe 10 or 20 minutes of teaching, and you're very often video recorded but often observed, and then people provide you with evaluative comment at the end of that session. A version of that, of micro-teaching, I think, is to provide basically a video record, ideally a record version, it could be an audio-only version, of your teaching practice. Now, it depends a little bit on your institutional rules and regulations as to whether you would be allowed to record your own teaching in terms of the privacy of the students. So if you put a camera on the front podium or the front desk or somewhere very close to the front of the classroom that's only filming forward and only filming you, there's very unlikely to be an issue. But if you position it at the back of the class, that becomes slightly more of an issue. The important thing is that you respect the privacy of your students. But having a video record of your own teaching is incredibly helpful. I'm always amazed that faculty who have their video lectures recorded, or even their seminars recorded for video teaching purposes. So very often universities have systems where videos are installed in the cameras in the rooms themselves. Cameras are installed in the rooms themselves, and very often faculty don't review their own lectures, and I think that's incredibly wasteful of the reflective opportunity that they represent. So doing video and audio recordings of your own teaching does provide an immediate value. If you're in the habit again of writing some kind of reflective journey, I think it's very valuable to document those in such a way that they can then be submitted as evidence of your practice. And I'm always very reluctant to work with institutions that use a scoring number for tutors based on students' evaluative comments at the end of a module. Being scored as a 5 or a 4 or a 4.3 at the end of a particular course. There are so many mitigating circumstances, so many factors, so many variables that make those numbers largely meaningless. They might be a management tool and they may have some value, but they have to be contextualized and triangulated with other data. And I would suggest that the evidence from SGID evidence from video recorded lectures, and the reflective narrative that goes with it are both very equally valid forms of evaluative measurement.